that bastard here. I got something that, well, I'm sure most people have never heard of, but if you're like me, you will have heard of it. You've always been wondering, well, what the hell is it exactly? How does it work? How does it not work? Yada yada. Because frankly, if you're like me, you know, great fun, favour and fortune, and it's been great fun and great fortune and favour, prowling the world of edibles, new and exciting and different stuff. Eventually you'll trip over this little peninsula of India called Sri Lanka, and you'll find out that there's precious few foods that come from Sri Lanka that have any kind of reputation whatsoever. I mean, if you're from there and you make your own stuff from scratch, great, but when it comes to processed food, there's practically nothing. One I really want to try is the Portiello from Fanta, but I'm not sure where to find that in Australia. I'd have to ask around. But yeah, the thing you really would have heard of though, if you've heard of Sri Lanka and know anything about the packet food, above and beyond that, because even that's, even with a niche subject, that is a niche product, is this thing called Necto, the national soft drink of Sri Lanka. I've got some here. I'm guessing it's one manufacturer only. This brand is Elephant House, and it's the Necto soft drink. Now, the nutrition label is wrapped around the front there, so frankly, bite me. You should be able to find the nutritional information all that very easily on the internet. Look at that colour. It's a very dark. Ooh. I'm saying amber, but it's too red for that. It's almost burgundy in colour, which is quite intriguing. Because it's a bottle top. I got my Trumpy. This is what he has to say.
One of the key problems today is that politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government.
How apt I'm sure many people would make the remark, especially about him. A little bit of liberties. There we go. So I've got the Necto soft drink, the national soft drink of Sri Lanka. Let's give it a spin, eh? Sounds very, very fruity. And from what I've read, this is anything from a sort of tutti fruity drink to a creamy soda. So there might actually be a couple of different brands of Sri Lanka, or it could just be a case of people don't know. An average person's taste buds aren't particularly well trained or sophisticated, so you know. Oh, that's probably new old stock. Yeah, it's fresh, but not very. There's no carbonation to speak of. It's like drinking a cordial drink, or in other words, a flavouring syrup with some water. I don't know what cordial is because I do believe it's a very Australian thing. I mean, yeah, they have them in the UK, but they don't use them as like we do here in Oz. And in America, you have the Kool-Aid sachets, so not the same. But to Antopedians and those who understand Antopedian cordial, it's when drinking cordial, it's so uncarbonated. Sweetness doesn't seem that bad until it suddenly starts sinking down your esophagus, which point you're like, whoa, that actually is quite sweet. I mean, woo! Dang, getting hot flashes here. You're one of these anti-sugar fascists who go, oh, I don't eat sugar. No, you eat homemade nitroglycerin. Much, much safer. You've gone from TNT to nitroglycerin. Both sugars. One's refined sugar, one's, well, I'm assuming you're not paranoid about ending up on terrorist watch lists with millions of other people who ask you, what the hell's nitroglycerin? Find out. you'll see how I'm mocking you quite thoroughly. Flavor-wise, it's pretty crude. Sort of cherry-esque, maybe some berries mixed in there. A very earthy cherry, a very dark cherry flavour, almost black forest cherry. So, you know, I'm almost certain cherries don't actually grow in the Black Forest. It's just a way to describe black or dark cherries, very dark cherries, and they're particularly crass flavouring. Beyond that, though, well, a bit underwhelming. Very underwhelming. I suppose a bit. Could even have some grape in there actually, because what I'm about to say might actually help you out, because you might actually find this, if you're lucky, in your part of the world, a really, really, really good Indian grocery. A really good one. There's no Indian, there's also a bit of Sri Lankan, and maybe a bit of this, and a bit of that. All sorts of cool stuff. You know, they've got Indian, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankan, maybe just a dash of Pakistani stuff, and you know, all the stuff from the Central Asia. All they just have this stuff because they can, you know, it's popular. Either way, if you have that sort of store and you've always wondered what Portiello is, especially if you don't live down under, this would be a good facsimile, a very, very good facsimile. This would at least get you in the right sort of mindset, because this is see, the initial flavour is in the right mindset. A very sort of almost red berry like aftertaste. Most people would confuse it for cherry. At times it does taste like cherry. Often it does taste like cherry. Often it tastes like red berry. And that sort of weird hybrid flavour is definitely in the same vein as Portiello. Maybe that's literally what this is. Necto is just, you know, Sri Lanka's choice of Portiello. A very weird, very unusual, very pungent, grape flavoured soft drink that, as far as I can tell, is only made in Sri Lanka. This might be the official choice. Fanta also do one because they can and will. Down under, there's a brand called Kirk's who make the best one in the world. It is breathtakingly good. And there's a couple of niche brands that, you know, meddle because they can. I've made a video of it before, one of my very early ones, so take a look at it. And in the meantime, Sri Lanka's national soft drink. It's not a fruity, tutti frutti drink. It's not a creamy soda. It's I'm willing to call it. It's a weird multi-berry, multi-fruit Portiello. Portiello technically is a grape drink. And if you look into the sort of alcoholic origins of it, it's basically a really nasty wine, you know, hillbilly wine. But in the soft drink, it's a really pungent, really particular grape soft drink. This is sort of mixed berry style, so same vein, different. I'm out of here. I'm sure you're bored shitless by now if you haven't heard of Necto and are like, well, actually I do want to know about that, so goodbye.